Uh-oh. Crap. Why is it? Uh-oh.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the ComicsGate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. Joined by as a very special guest, Eddie Winkler. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well yourself and everybody watching.
Oh, yeah. Man, I messed up on that one. On that intro. Oh my gosh.
The joy of live television, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm so all over the place here. All right. So, man, why do I seem to be so much larger than usual? Hello, welcome, El Gargo. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. Okay. So, how's your day today?
It's very good. Kids are in their last day of e-learning till the holiday's over.
Oh.
And, today I got to get a bit of writing done. Now that we've closed out the first 30 days, I could get back to work, and I'm not gonna slow down so much on the promoting, but it's time to get back to the grind. Yeah. So yeah. Thanks again for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Been meaning to get you on a lot sooner, but I guess our schedules didn't jive until now.
Yeah. Usually I'm at work, but.
Gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. And so you said your kids coming to the end of e-learning. Do they get a winter recess at all?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago, so the schools end, suburbs of Chicago, but the schools they're gonna, I guess, till January, right after the holiday. I think they get like 2 weeks off, including or not including these 2 days or 3 days they're gonna be off for Christmas or whatever. So that would be nice.
You mean just for a few days, like 3 or 4 days?
Well, no. I mean this week,
all right.
The rest of the week, so they'll be off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I think they get 2 weeks after that.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
So my wife knows more than I do about that.
So do you... Oh, sorry about that, El Gargoyle. I did fail to mention your eggplant. Thanks for sharing.
I saw it.
That's very generous of you. That's going to be cool. Out of curiosity, outside of working on your campaign, do you work from home or do you have like a 9 to 5 kind of job?
Yeah, I work for the union, so I work from, I'm gone from 4 a.m. to at least 4 p.m. I work downtown Chicago. Most of the jobs, I work construction, basically, high rise, big heating and cooling towers, so it's fun. I work with great people, and I'm glad I'm off right now because it's cold outside.
Oh man, yeah.
But I had to close out the campaign. But yeah, that's my 9 to 5, and this is my, I wouldn't call it a hobby. It's a dream of mine, So if I can make enough to put out the next product and maybe take a winter off here and there, I'll be happy.
No, for sure, yeah. It's always going to be a slow start, especially when you're new to the industry. So is it going to be much of a challenge to have your kid at home?
No, they're older. I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. So and they're both girls. I love them to death. My wife has her own business. She makes jewelry. So she puts stuff in a neighborhood galleria down on the north side. So that's her business. She gets to work from home and watch the kids. So that's good.
Oh, that helps. Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Right on. As we know, this is your first time on the channel. Would you take a moment to break down like some of your background, how you grew up, how you got interested in comics and or pop culture, and what steps ultimately led you to becoming your own crowdfunding comic creator?
Yeah. This might sound weird, but I guess I was unexpected. My parents, my mom and my dad, were only 17 when I was born. So I think that in part, having young parents that were kind of into the same, at least my dad and my uncles were always, into pretty much the same thing that normal kids would be into, Star Wars, comic books, video games. So naturally, whatever your parents are doing, you're into. I didn't grow up super, everything was hard work. My parents worked, nonstop, while we were young. We didn't have much till late, till like I was in high school, My dad's career just took off, and I owe him and my mom, pretty much everything. But yeah, when I was young, my grandma would watch me on the weekends. I would stay with her, and I would collect the 10-cent bottles, and I would take them to the corner store, and they had I tell this a lot. They had these kind of mystery bags for $1, and I trade in 10 bottles. I'd get a mystery bag, and inside the mystery bag would be like a little, like a gumball machine action figure, some candy, and there was always a comic book without the cover on it. So I would always just go through them. I couldn't even read at the time. I think I was maybe 5 or 6. So even if I could read, it was more about the pictures. But yeah, that just drew me in. And then my gram, she'd be watching. We'd watch Svengoolie together. It's Three Stooges. Just all. I like all that stuff. The Honeymooners. All the classic TV shows I'm into. I'm old, but I still, it's just great stuff to me. So, but yeah, and then growing up, wanting to do my own comic books, knowing that hey, I'm not going to get into Marvel or DC, just being, having no background in comic books or anything. So you start to create your own guys, and just you find like-minded people, friends that want to draw and create with you, and that's it, man. That just blew up from there.
Wow, geez. So do you consider yourself a writer, an artist, penciler, ink, colorist, letterer?
I write. I don't want to insult actual writers, but I guess I'm a writer. I write a lot. I write all the scripts, full script. I got to get back on that to get my artists and pages for the next book right now. But I used to draw, a lot. I wasn't great, but I can get layouts, like really rough sketches to get the idea across for my artist if he needs to know what's going on. I just never developed, plus when I met a few friends that were way better artists than me, you kind of slack off and let them, take over, when you're collaborating with doing comics, I guess. But yeah, I would love nothing more than to get back into it. I know Eric Weathers is going to start How to Lettering channel. and
Is
a
that
website.
right?
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
gosh. Is that right?
Yeah, so next year I guess he's gonna start putting out videos, and then just like Clayton Barton has the How to Draw comics.
Mhm.
Uh, that I would love to get into, but I don't have the raw talent for that. I think lettering, anything I can do to better myself in the comic book industry, I think is great. Coloring, I think I might be able to get a handle on, but lettering for sure. And to learn from someone like Eric would be great.
Oh yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you don't have any like formal education in specifically in storytelling, writing, production, printing.
No, I went to school. You know, in high school I started drafting, so I guess for like AutoCAD, I know things like that. Mechanical engineering. I went to college for, almost got an associate's, but had to, had to stop because I was paying for it myself. Um, but I took all the art classes in college, in high school. Uh, did did a few creative writing courses, and speech class. But I mean, that's the extent of my writing, career or background education.
Okay, all right. How long has the idea for sovereign wolf been around? I mean, how long has it been like mulling around in your mind?
The idea of the wolf character has been around probably since '87. Um, then, like, to solidify him into a werewolf superhero, uh, probably like '89. Then, '95, I actually wrote the story. I wrote a huge, like, I wouldn't call it an outline, but it was basically a run-on sentence that lasted 20 pages for for the first four issues, and it it pretty much established the world that I wanted to explore and tell people the story about. Um, and then in 2000, got serious about it. My cousin came on board. He actually was the artist for the first issue number 0 that all backers will be receiving a copy of, just to see how far we've come from then. Uh, I actually just texted my cousin and two of my best friends who are like brothers to me yesterday, who are amazing artists themselves, all three of them. And I was like, look, man, now's the time. Let's do this. I want to grow DOA, but I also want them to get their names out there, you know, because there's no time like right now to start this. And again, it's not to get rich. The money is icing on the cake, but oh my God, for us to actually do what we wanted to do since we were kids is just it's just awesome, and it's like you can do it from your house. uh you don't have it doesn't it takes a lot of time and effort. I don't want to demean that part,
Hmm.
but I mean, for the most part, you can do it with a full-time job until you think that you don't need a full-time job or this becomes your full-time job. um all it takes is a little dedication and hard work outside of the norm, I guess. you know
Very cool. Uh, so did it? So you'd actually been working on this for years, at least the story of it.
yeah. The world's evolved, and but the guidelines that I set, there's different clans. It's basically good shapeshifters that are natural shapeshifters, that are pretty much the saviors of humanity, so to speak. Uh, I know a lot of people have been talking about, hey, no one talks about the bad guy. No one talks about, the villain. People want to know about the villain, and
Right.
I think I did a poor part to explain that the the main villain for our story is James Emerald. He is like he's basically my Norman Osborn, or like a Justin Hammer type, where he's just, he's he's world known. He's the guy people look up to for, he's the leader. He runs the leading company of genetic engineering. His company produces serums and performance enhancing drugs, that give athletes or soldiers just different abilities, not superhuman abilities, but enhanced abilities, I would say.
Steroids.
Yeah, it's basically steroids for whatever you're looking for.
He's in the biotech industry then.
Yeah, so he is doing some nefarious things with his company behind the scenes, and this book you get to see. This book is pretty much a setup for the world, or these two books are a setup. There's a lot of action. There's you're going to get to see how evil he is as a human, but the second book you're going to see why he's a viable opponent and why people need to fear him. So
You mentioned two books. Are both books part of this one campaign, or is this book one?
no, so this Clandestiny is the story arc, I guess, for the first two campaigns. This campaign, the main story is 50 pages, which is essentially like the first two issues of a 4-issue miniseries that I wanted to put out long ago.
Okay.
So this is, it's a self-contained story, but it breaks into, obviously a larger world that's going to be set up in the next issue. So after the next book, this arc will be closed, and the actual world will be established. You'll know who the bad guys are, who all the major players are, and then from there we can break off into the other stories I want to tell about the other clans, about how John is dealing with all of this, because he's just John Sovereign is the main hero, who is Sovereign Wolf.
Okay.
And this is all new to him. He has no idea what's going on. He just gets thrown in there, and it's like, all right, man, put your boots on and let's go.
Right. Okay. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and play the trailer here. Nice.
Yeah, so that trailer right there will be updated soon. It was kind of like a placeholder that we did, so the logo has changed for the main book.
Oh, that is it. Okay.
But it's funny. Like, I've been promoting, doing all this. People see me on Twitter, and then as soon as I want to do some actual work, then real life work takes place. So it's like, I apologize to everybody who I haven't got back to immediately, especially like Ted Zagaro, who did this video. He's actually waiting on me for the voiceover so that we can finalize the update.
So the next version of the trailer is going to have your voiceover?
It's not so much different, but there'll be a voiceover in the beginning just explaining that, there's a lot of good creators. It's over 100 pages of art.
Wow.
It's very brief, like maybe 20 seconds in the beginning, with a couple extra images, and then some of the images change. This trailer tells you everything you need to know without words, but it's just for future, for once it's in demand, it'll give a little more to people who don't know.
Yeah, it does help to have information like that, number of pages and whatnot. And so I'm looking at this flexible goal, $500.
Mhm.
That's pretty ballsy for a very first campaign.
Yeah,
Is this literally something that is already physically completely made, or how? If you were to give me a percentage, how far along are you on total production?
99%. All I have to do is pretty much write the like the credits page. Eric Weathers is putting together my print file, so I basically have to rename the file. So like page 1 of the main story is actually page 5 of the physical book. So I want to rename those and put them in there so he knows where to place them, and he's putting that together so that way uh, an idiot like me can't mess up sending something to the printer. So that way he gives me a completed print file, I turn it over to the printer, and I wait for the proof. So if I can get that done, if we can get that done before the end of the year, then it goes to print maybe next month, early 2 weeks next month, and then
Wow.
then we just wait to get the books back. Um, yeah, I did not want. I was supposed to launch in August. But work got busy, and then just certain things. It's just excuses right now. But so we're 3 months behind my original plan to launch uh, at the end of August. But I did not want to. I didn't want to put the campaign out. I know I've been promoting it for a long time, and I think that kind of helped me get to where we are right now. Um, but I didn't want to put it out and then, have delays that I was not in control of. So I waited till we were as complete as possible, and then launched it. And now hopefully people don't have to wait too long. I know it says that we're fulfilling in May. That's probably 2 months past the actual fulfillment date. Uh,
Hmm.
so I just gave us a little bit of flexible, breathing room.
So, am I understanding right that you had a late start to the launch, but you are ahead of schedule on fulfillment?
Yes, yes. Original plan, and it wasn't even like I never even said to anybody like, "Hey, we're gonna launch in August for sure." I never gave a date, and then
Oh,
was
okay.
late. But
All
I
right.
was like, "Hey, we're gonna launch in the summer," and then it just didn't happen like that. I know on my agenda, I have it listed where October was actually the finish date for everything.
Hmm.
So we pretty much uh, met those goals, and then I launched in November. Uh, so I think this time will be much better because the logos are already made. Just the way we do things, I know. Now I have a better grasp of how to write the script for my artists, uh, who I need to get a hold of, and for certain things, and it should go a lot smoother this time for the next campaign. You know, campaigns. So hopefully next year there'll be two campaigns. There'll be uh, the Clandestinies, sequel, which I don't want to reveal the name right now, but it'll be the sequel to this, which should launch in August of next year on time, and there'll be another book that Hensel Rodriguez is actually helping me redesign the characters for. So
Hmm. Okay. So, the second volume is going to be issues 3 and 4, right?
yeah, it might be like 3 and 4, kind of like giant sized, but this story's 50 pages. I think the second one right now, the way I have it scripted, is anywhere from 64. Uh, it's 64 pages, but as art goes, where you can either add stuff or take away, it may end up anywhere from like 60 to 72 of the main story. So we'll see. And if it turns out less and we have to cut some stuff, It's just whatever makes the best story and gives the reader the best the best value. I think that's the way we're gonna go.
Cool deal.
Yeah.
I presume any delays you might have encountered, including leading up to the launch, even though you didn't specifically state when during the summer you were going to launch, you've been keeping all your backers updated through the updates tab of the campaign?
Well, yeah, not really like through emails. A lot of until we launched, I was and to this day, I post things on Twitter like about the campaign.
Oh, all right.
At least once a day.
I
know.
All right.
And I just found out something about Twitter, which I apologize to anybody that I tag on Twitter. So I still don't know how to use it very well or how it works. But I found out something today. I guess I found out that when you tag someone and then someone responds to your tweet, I think it shows up in all their Twitter things.
That's my understanding, yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I just realized that today. Because I'm like, I saw that like Eric Weathers responded to something that I responded to, and I was like, oh my God, is everybody? I had no idea, man. So I could understand if people are like, this freaking guy.
He's a spammer.
Yeah.
He's a spammer. What the heck?
So I think
sign up for this.
Yeah, I think I may slow down on the tags a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as I was saying, $500, that's a pretty ballsy move. Usually on a first campaign, it's not recommended to go that low because usually first timers still have to cover a lot of their expenses. Have you already factored in the cost of your artists and stuff, or did you, I guess rewinding back a bit, did you literally end up working with your close friends on this project and you like just...
No, everybody is absolutely new that I worked with. My friends, I used a lot of the stuff that we, at least designs that we did a long time ago with my friends and my cousin. But everybody that I work with, I started finding at the end of August last year. My artist, I found through my artist, I found my colorist. Through ComicsGate, I found Eric Weathers. I found Bob Stone, who did my logo. Just Preston Acevedo, everybody, Rob Willis. So it's all new. And that goal of $500. So to make a long story short, I have my 5-year plan. I've talked to my brother, and again, like I said, it's a 5-year plan. Plans don't always go according to plan. But in 5 years, I'm going to be 50. I don't want to be that guy on the construction site that's going up the ladder with his knees hobbling. I think I'm in decent shape, not great shape anymore, but I can still function. So my plan was to do something on the side that I can do for myself, where maybe I can ease out of construction, Well, my first plan was construction. It was to go into garage building. And so it was to take a chunk of money and start a garage building company because, it's not very hard to build a garage.
You mean personal residences, or are you talking about like multi-level commercial?
No, like 2-person garage, but it would obviously branch out into that, depending on how much money we made or whatever. But it was always my idea to go into business by myself. But not knowing, I don't know computers very well. I don't know this very well. The garage business, to compete to build a garage, and then after everything's paid, you make maybe $2,000 on the garage, so you need a lot of work to start recuperating, what you put into it. So I was like, look, last year, right around my birthday, when I started this, I told my younger brother, I was like, I think I know what I want to do. And he's like, what? And I was like, man, these guys that I watch, that I've been following for a long time, they're doing comics, man. And they're putting out, they're doing what they love to do. And they're actually, making a living on it. I was like, if I don't make a living on it, what's the worst that could happen? I'm still in construction. I have a decent job. And I was like, I want to do this. He's like, man, I thought you'd never say that. So I took kind of the money I was going to do the garage business with. And, I started looking for artists. I like to think that I'm on top of, everybody's paid. I don't owe anybody anything.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm hoping at the end of this campaign, I'm able to give bonuses.
Sweet.
But again, that $500 goal just meant that no matter what, this book is coming out,
Good.
So, and the next one, I think we're doing okay. So then the next one. So, and they, over the years, if it's not doing great, I'll still be doing comics. They just won't be 100-page epics. They'll be, 24-page issues with, a $10 price tag or whatever,
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Did you go this route because you wanted the whole graphic novel feel?
Yeah, me personally, I love the prestige, hardbound, or perfect bound books. As far as the indie go, I love the floppies. They're awesome. But I think, had I went that route with the floppy and not be successful, you know what I mean? Like, then now I have 4 issues after that that I want to put out, but there's no market for. So I wanted to put as much as possible in this first book to gain interest. And then the second one, like I said, will be coming out. So it's always been my dream to put out this story, and it's going to happen no matter what. After that, we'll see. So far, it looks very good and promising. But at the very least, you're getting these first 2 graphic novels that complete a story. So,
yeah, and it's cool that it's self-contained story. I know it sounds like I keep harping on it,
no.
but with that, I mean, the fact that you're going to move forward and release these books regardless of whether you get fully funded is a good reason to have that flexible goal rather than a fixed goal. Because if you did fix, then, all the money will be refunded back to the backers. If it failed to fund. Thankfully, you're at 3,080% funded.
Yeah, I owe it all to you guys. Anybody who's retweeted, had me on their show. Of course, the backers. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, to be at 15K and 300 backers, in the first 30 days. I mean, it's great. And I know I press hard a lot, I do super chats to try to get it out there. I never expect the host of any show to mention anything other than the super chat. When they do, it's greatly appreciated. It's always on shows that I watch and love myself. Last night I was up till I had to reset the campaign at 30 days. I was on Shane Davis's channel.
Oh my God, that's cool.
So, not on his channel, but I was in the chat and I was chatting it up and trying to get him on there. And he showed the campaign, and it certainly helped. He got me over this mark, to 15K and to 301. So I owe all them,
nice.
Great,
Yeah, he's got a good channel.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and you're part of CG UK, right?
Well,
Or you're
I'm not like, since I'm based in the States, I'm not technically CGUK,
oh,
but I heavily support CGUK.
oh okay.
When I was still when in the beginnings, the start of my channel, a lot of my first few guests were from CGUK.
Mm,
So it, I've grown to really, really, really like them.
yeah.
They've been so supportive, and I love their projects. Welcome, Joe Catapano. What's up, guys?
That's another good one there.
Yeah, it is.
That cyberpunk book looking thing with the
trying to
motorcycles.
trying to get them on my channel too.
Very cool.
Yeah, so CG UK is mainly a group of the CG creators based out of the UK.
Yeah, I mean, this whole community, everybody in the UK and Australia, I mean, just everywhere is just, and it's very sad that people outside of CG, and I know I hashtag ComicsGate all the time in my post. It may be hurting me, but you know what? Anybody who says negative things about it really doesn't know anything about it. Uh, that's like blindly saying anything. I mean, it's very similar to racism, which
Yeah,
if the people that are against it are just blindly making judgment. And you just said it yourself. Everybody is so supportive. I've never, without anybody ever seeing me, just making posts, just doing whatever. Uh, just anytime you ask a question, oh yeah, here. There's never, hey, what could you do for me?
right.
It's always just, here you go. This is the guy you go to. This is what you want to do. And I mean, it's never been better. Like, try doing that back in the early 90s, like when I was trying to, do things, going to comic conventions. I was only able to go to the comic convention once a year, and if I missed it, that was it. I couldn't travel. I couldn't do anything. So, that artist alley and all the big names, just getting a chance to talk to them, just to ask them something for 2 minutes was like that was precious time. And there was no, hey, how do I do this? No, I didn't have the internet. So again, like, any information shared back then was worth, its weight in gold.
No, sure.
And now people are just throwing it around, and it's so awesome. I mean, it's
throwing around the gold.
yeah. So, and I don't want to sound like it's lost its value, because it's still just as valuable as before. But I'm not, anybody that knows me, and I hate to ramble. I'm sorry. I love to ramble.
You'll find that I'm very much the same way.
Yeah, but like, my family and friends know, I absolutely despise social media. I was so against it. And then they're like, hey man, you got to do something. Because if you're going to do this, you need Facebook, you need this. I was like, look, I'll do Twitter because I can post things quick. And I remember when I first started Twitter, I didn't know how much of a nuisance it is to people who follow you to get tagged every 5 minutes, or to get a tweet every 5 minutes, because I didn't know how it worked. So I would be like, this is how my life started with comic books. And then I'd post it. And then 10 minutes later, I'd post another one. Then it went to this. And I was like, now that I figured out how it works, or somewhat, I realize how bad I was, and how bad I still am at it. But yeah, social media, it's absolutely necessary. I'm not on Facebook, Instagram, anything else. Just a YouTube channel that hopefully will start when I get time, and Twitter, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily bad that you started your Twitter account that way. I mean, it does give people a chance to like look back through your past tweets and get to know your background. So it's not a total loss as far as I'm concerned. And you are forthcoming and straightforward and open. One of the greatest things about this community is the support system and people's willingness to help. And because people want to see each other succeed.
Yes.
And as an organic movement, we want to, make the best things we can and put it out there for the public to enjoy. Because what it comes down to is comics are meant to be escapism. You don't want a mirror of your own life. You don't necessarily want to see yourself, quote unquote, represented. There's already plenty of that in the real world.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Joe says, loved your trailer so much, I got Ted to work on mine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. That's going to be very cool. I just saw, I think Ted Zagaro just put out like a promo with like his capabilities, and it's like it is like a cyberpunky motorcycle looking thing. So if that's anything how your trailer is going to look, Joe, that's going to be amazing. And like I said, Ted is great, man. That's another guy, who right away I reached out to him. I was like, look, I heard your name. I got to get a trailer. He's like, yeah, let's do this. And, everybody is not or is willing to even go the extra mile. It's not like, hey, can you do this for me? Yeah, I'll do that for you. But like, Ted, Eric, everybody is like, yeah, what if we do this? Or, hey, I did this, or I noticed this was wrong, or whatever. Everybody's putting in extra work, which is it's amazing. It's never expected again, like I say, but man, when someone does that for you, I mean, you just can't help but think like, man, why do people talk bad about these people? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, if they just take half a second to, read the comments or sit in on a stream, they get the idea.
Right. And I mean, it's, the same people that complain. I don't want to harp on it. I'll end it with this, but the same people that complain do the same thing with their friends. You sit around and you joke and you just, you rag on each other. You give each other hard times, not because you want to see them go through hard times, but you give them a hard time because you love them.
Yeah.
You like them. It's the roast,
Mm-hmm.
It's the joy of making someone feel uncomfortable so they can make you feel uncomfortable in return,
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. That's all I'll say about that. And like you reached out to me and was like, hey, because I don't know every show, and just through the chats and Twitter and everything, like, hey, how would you like to come on the show? And me not having a channel, this is great. I appreciate it so much. And some people might say, well, this channel's bigger than this channel, you should go on that instead, or this. Every channel is huge to me. I mean, it's just, if you can get one set of eyes on your project, then that set of eyes tells the next set of eyes, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So I mean, once again, I can't say it enough. I thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, no problem. Joe says, I've lost random art friends because of CG, and I always wonder how deep do they look into the community. They probably just gloss over and listen to rumors.
Yeah.
Welcome, Adanui. How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Joe says, yeah, it's great. The community is always in constant flux to help and promote.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not presently a creator, but in terms of actually being ready to release my own book. But when I joined CG late September, early October 2019, and really started getting into it and learning what it was all about and realizing, no longer are people relying on, submitting their artwork to the big two. hoping for the chance to write for them. People are creating their own IPs from scratch, things that they've been sitting on for many years that they never thought was possible. And then I check out some of these campaigns and then also see how cool they are, and then also see a number of campaigns that have the quality behind it and have the passion from the creators, but for some reason or another, they're not getting funded. And that kind of stuff really pissed me off. So I figured, you know, I might as well start somewhere. So I might as well try and get these campaigns that are not seeing enough eyes and try and promote them. And, try and get those eyes to hopefully help them get funded and, see the light of day. Because there's just so much talent out there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Like, you say you're not a creator yet, but people like you are essential to this community. I mean, like you said, you can be promoting something, looking at something while you're live or in one of your videos that the creator themselves don't even know that, you're talking about it. My colorists and artists watch channels all the time and they tell me, hey, this guy mentioned your book. My nephew sent me a text. Hey, I saw you on this channel. I saw your book on this channel. Like, I have no idea about it, So again, if they're seeing it, then someone else is seeing it. And, things like that, you can say that, you're not a creator, but you're creating new interest in projects that, that you feel deserve, to be seen out there. So again, thank you. And these smaller creators, like you said, about projects that you think should have more eyes or more dollars behind their projects. Stefani Renee, the Thomas Moira, his book, man, that thing is beautiful. I watch that guy all the time. This guy, I can't think of his name, but he has his book 94. I guess it's 90s style, beautiful art. 94 looks great.
Wow, that's actually one I hadn't heard of. This indie comics industry is growing so fast, and ComicsGate in particular is growing so fast that I have trouble keeping up myself about all these new projects. So I'm hanging out on other streams and watching replays of other promotion streams just to try and stay up on it. I watch John Malin's CG. I watch Mandy Summers. I watch Red Valkyrie. I watch Michael Bancroft. And there are just a bunch of promoters out there that I often find myself relying on because I don't always catch the latest CG projects coming out. And then you've got, if you were to visit my channel, WyzGyz Entertainment on YouTube, and from the homepage, you scroll down to the bottom, there's actually a category that I have called ComicsGate Promoters. So that's a number of the channels you can try and reach out to the creators for, and maybe you'll be able to get on their channels. I have to update that list because it's so much greater than that. I haven't updated it yet.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then, on top of that, there's also other resources that tell you about CG projects and indie projects out there, like ComicsGate 2020 Tracker. There's also ComicsGate.org, and there's IndieCron. Oh, and speaking of looking for talent, IndieCron is a possible resource because it's got a section where you can search for writers, artists, pencilers, inkers, colorists, letterers, and you can sort specifically by the talent and then reach out to them.
That's cool. That's very cool, because I know when I started off, I was looking. I would go in the chat and be like, "Hey, how do you get an artist?" And I know Ethan gets asked that a lot. They're like, "Hey, save up this much money or whatever, or you know, reach out. There's so many people out there." And I necessarily didn't look for ComicsGate specific. When I found my artists, I'm pretty sure they knew nothing about ComicsGate. I think they know about it now. I never talk about it. I think they know about it and they're cool with it, because they want to do this for a living, and they're not troublemakers. No one's really a troublemaker. So they're like, hey, I want to do this for a living. It's like the whole Jay Lee thing. Look, I did a cover for someone who paid me to do a cover. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's just how it should be.
Yep.
But I know there are a lot of CG creators that are still looking for. There's just not enough. I know a lot of people are looking for colorists, but then people are looking for artists. Right? I wish I had a few more writers because the time I have to write with the amount of stories I want to write, it doesn't even out. But I just want to say this about the smaller creators that are out there that have smaller campaigns. That people will, people outside of anybody who enjoys art and artistic ability in general might say, that art sucks. I mean, look at Narwhal, all the backlash he's getting, and that guy's amazing. But
oh yeah.
But I mean, like, even smaller projects. I try to back as many projects as I can, not just because hey, I want to do this, but I actually like the projects. I like the concepts. Some I like the art, some I like the concept, some I like the people, and I want to see them. I want to see how their story finishes. I kind of use this analogy. When you're in sports, like, I was never top-notch baseball player, but I was never bottom of the barrel either. I was always average. But you always have the people who get picked last. And when those people get picked last more than once and it continues, you kind of kill the drive behind that person wanting to continue whatever sport or whatever they're doing. So I try to help and, I guess, inspire people to just continue. Hey, this is what you want to do, do it. And then, through their funding or through their failures or through whatever trials and tribulations they go through, they learn to get better and they force themselves to get better.
Yep.
And that's how the community grows. I mean, not everybody's a John Malin or EVS, even years and years and years of training and practice, you may never reach that level. Those guys are gifted and they're where they're at for a reason. But you can try. You can still try. You don't have to give up. You can still try to be that way. And as long, I tell my kids, you don't have to be the best. You have to try your best. And I'm not the participation award guy, but if you're showing me you're trying, then that's all I can ask. Like I said, you don't have the raw talent to do it. It's just not in you. But you have to try. My dad used to tell me all the time, if whatever you do, try to be the best. If you're gonna sweep floors, be the best damn floor sweeper that you could be. So
sure, absolutely.
Long story short, I try to fund those projects so that their dreams don't die, and they see that, hey, there are people that believe in them, and that hey, I could do this because people believe. When people believe in you, start to believe in yourself a little more.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Man, I knew he asked, wait, how'd you get that Indiegogo to post? YouTube's been fucking with that. Yeah, YouTube's been screwing up real bad. I think it has something to do with their algorithms, and it's been happening with people like all this last week. I'm guessing it has to do with the infrequency of my posts. I mean, sometimes I post several messages in quick succession, but I try and, put a span of a couple minutes at least between them. That was one of the problems I had when I was broadcasting also to Periscope. Periscope was frequently telling me the message wouldn't be sent because it looked like spam. Until the point at which Periscope locked my account, suspended it. I've yet to appeal it.
Oh man, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, right now it's like, if you want to be that way, maybe I don't want to bother using Periscope. I'll just focus on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so one of the great things about your having paid for your artists and your talent up front with your project money you were originally going to apply towards your construction garage building business is that I'm sure it takes a huge load of stress off your back. Plus, by being able to list a funding goal of $500, the faster you hit that, the more Indiegogo is going to help promote this project and keep you as high as possible on the recommended list.
Yeah. So far, I've stuck by the ComicsGate model. Do the 30 days, extend to 30 days, set your flex goal low. Try to keep a reasonable fulfillment date. Try to keep your backers updated. Try to give them value, and I think it's working.
Yeah.
It's a model that's worked for a reason. That was set back with Jawbreakers, that extended to Cyberfrog. Graveyard Shift. I know I'm naming the big ones, but I mean, look at Chimera, who does SOS with Ebai Canales.
Yeah.
That book looks amazing. Phil Diaz, look how he's fulfilled 2 or 3 campaigns already.
Yeah, he's on Magic Cop 2 now.
Yeah, Eric Weathers, Battle Brick Road. All these campaigns that, hey, I got your book out when I said I was going to get your book out. How could I forget Adam Post? That guy, just the amount of stuff he puts out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, and his videos are great. Helped me a lot. His CG Presents or Secrets of the I forgot what it's called, like Comic Artist Pro Secrets or something.
That was Ethan
Pro Secrets. But where he tells you
secrets, yeah.
Yeah, where he tells you, use this printer, do this, make a short video. I mean, those were all key instruments in building my campaign page, in learning what to do. So again, man, there's no shortage of information out there for anybody who wanted to do this.
Oh yeah, it's a huge resource. Back when I was actively interested in getting into comics or animation or even comic strips, I used to go to the library and try and find books that told you how to do this stuff and what kind of supplies you use and whatnot. And I never could seem to find anything that actually told you. The closest thing that I saw at the time was that one book, How to Draw the Marvel Way.
Oh, yeah.
But but it was curious because I was actually interested in going into comic strips, like in the funny papers.
Okay.
But I couldn't find any like, I don't know, biographies, autobiographies, instructional books, things in the library that would cover those kinds of topics. So it's kind of fascinating to see all this information at your fingertips now with the, the growth of the internet, the YouTube channels, and everyone sharing their knowledge freely without expecting anything in return. So it's pretty sweet. That said, generally speaking, for a brand new creator, unless you can afford to put the money up front, I would not typically recommend someone set their goal at 500.
I agree.
Only because you're going to need to not only think about the talent you're hiring, but you're also going to have to factor in the cost of shipping and
printing.
And printing. Yes, definitely printing is a chunk of it. And also remember that you're going to get interest from overseas. So you'll have international backers, and the shipping to other countries is going to be more expensive than domestic.
Yes.
Welcome, Diller Draws. Oh, wow, links are working again. Yeah, it seems to be so far. I haven't heard any complaints, but this is the first time I've streamed in the last few days. So we shall see what happens.
Is Diller Draws the buckler?
Yep.
Oh, congratulations on the birth of your daughter. Man, that I saw it on. That's another book I'm waiting for. There's just so much good stuff, like you said, out there.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a good one for sure. Let's see here. But yeah, 15 freaking thousand USD, 301 backers, and this is your first campaign. So yeah, this is a mighty good start, and you picked some good talent for this book.
Yeah, I couldn't for a better team.
There are numerous resources for finding talent. Some people use like that site I was talking about, Indicron. Some people network. Others use sites like, well, maybe not so much Fiverr, unless you're looking for voice talent for voiceovers on your trailer.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was saying that when I first started, I did look at Fiverr for artists, but then you would get like this amazing looking art, but then like no one had jobs, and then you would go to the reviews and be like, never produced the art or whatever. So, I found these guys in like art looking for artist chat rooms on Reddit or something, which again,
really.
Yeah, and it was like, thank God, he was available. And, like I said, he just extended, he's like, hey, I know a colorist that I work with. And, he introduced me to other artists. So they're all in Brazil. So.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of talent coming out of Brazil for sure.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Pretty impressive. Looks really good. Some people use ArtStation. Others use, there's another popular site where people display their artwork, DeviantArt.
Yeah. DeviantArt and ArtStation. I found two colorists on there.
Some people literally set up their Instagram so that all they see is like artists and creators and stuff. And they literally peruse through I think that might be, is it Justin Dutton from who did Unstitched? If I'm not mistaken, has an Instagram account specifically displaying nothing but artwork.
Yeah, I can't see. I don't have Instagram, so I always I have to go to my wife and I say, "Hey, let me see. Let me see your phone. I want to check something out because I don't have it." So hey, you sign up for Instagram? I'm like, nope. So, but yeah, Justin Dutton, that's this. If I'm
Unstitched.
so bad, it's unstitched, but he also has the RPG Asunder, right?
An RPG?
Am I thinking of the right person?
Asunder.
Kickstarter?
Oh,
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person.
not to my knowledge. I wonder if you're thinking of Justin Brubaker.
I can't.
That's the artist, but
I'm bad with names lately. It's just getting old.
Joe's asking, so even though shipping is tacked on, should you include that cost within the goal? As far as I understand, you still want to at least account for it somehow. I mean, some people choose to lump the shipping in with the cost of the tier, while others will let the Indiegogo portion behind the scenes specify, or I think Indiegogo asks you how much you want to charge for the shipping costs based on your research.
Yeah, I think as far as that goal, I think everybody's different. Some people maybe just doing it for profit, and if you're a one-man show, you might be willing to set your price a little lower to get backers on because you're not having to pay for artists, whatever. But again, I think it's and I'm nobody, but I think it's whatever you're comfortable with. If you are okay with not making a product and just getting the book out, then set your goal at exactly or somewhere around exactly what you think it's going to cost to print that book, produce the book, ship that book, and that's it. And then if you make extra, it's just all gravy.
No,
but again, don't put yourself in a bad position where you're not going to be able to continue. If you set your goal high and you don't reach it, maybe it was just bad timing. It could be, maybe not enough eyes saw it. Maybe it's vacation time. Maybe it's Christmas time, the holiday season. I was warned, not like maliciously, but I was told, hey, November is not really a good time to do a campaign. But I could not wait any longer. I think I would have killed all the interest and all the hype I had built up, because there's only so much I could have kept showing, day in and day out for the campaign without revealing the entire book. So I was like, no, I think now's the time. Like I said, I set the goal low, so it's getting printed no matter what. So November, December, whatever, it's getting out there right now.
Right. So, yeah.
And I'm glad I did. And I'm glad that everybody saw it. And I'm happy for all the support that we're getting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been said that, I think I saw this I think John Malin even mentioned it on his latest CG Presents, where it was originally thought that November, December, January was not ideal for launching. But if you are able to garner enough of an audience to where you can make up for that and spread the word around and get your name out there and get eyeballs on your product, then you can counter that narrative that early winter is a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at Rainbow the Brute. Shane's. I mean, I don't think Shane launched in November, but everybody that launched during these times is actually doing pretty good. So I'm happy I did it, and I hope everybody else who did it is comfortable and happy with where they're at.
So this is over 100 pages, which is pretty sweet. And it includes a 50-page main story by Lucas Meyer and Giuliano Paratelli. So you're working with two other writers as well?
No, that's So that's kind of misleading too. All the stories are written by me in
All
this first book. That Lucas is the artist, Giuliano is the colorist.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought they wrote it.
Yeah, no,
Page story. All right. Oh my gosh! Look at
yeah, that's man. Every time he turned in a page, I was like, "Oh my god, it's so cool."
that. Yeah, this is looking wicked.
Yeah, so and Eric Weathers is doing the lettering for the main story. I have another guy who lettered the two side stories. Like this is Gabriel Caetano and Michael Woods, who I was also introduced to both of them from my artists. This is the side story, or this is actually a prequel story. It's 18 pages, uh, and it's a retelling, or actually like a remake of the first issue that we printed back in 2005, which was issue 0. It's all new art. The story's pretty much the same, hasn't changed much. Um, but we updated the art, we colored it. The first one was black and white, kind of,
Oh,
we were very amateurish. Um, but the letterer for this is a guy who goes by the name of Ghost. He did a great job. He did this story and the next story. So there's a lot of talent in this book, which I'm happy to have worked with.
nice. So the prequel is actually part of the entire 100+ page.
Yeah, so the 100+ pages is of content. So you have the 50-page story, you have this 18-page prequel story, you have an 8-page side story of the female character. So that takes place kind of during the main story, uh, and then there's pinups, or in-book pinups, I guess you would call. Uh, there's going to be 5 of them, but each one is going to be the line art that you see and the colored version. So I guess you can call it filler, but I think it's very good filler. Uh, this is the poster. This is also the poster that people that backed within the first 30 days get for free.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, yeah, right now the only way to get that poster and to honor the first 30-day backers is for the everything perk. Because if you get the everything perk, you should get everything.
Hmm.
So there's that. And then we have 8 pages of character files, which are basically the main characters that show up in the
Nice.
book.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah. So,
Great layout and everything.
so you can call it filler, but it's filler that's essential to the story. It's not just, it's not just thrown in there. There will be some behind the scenes pages, like there'll be a page that shows like a rough sketch that goes to pencils, that goes to inks, that goes to colors, that goes to letters. So
Those are fun.
see the process.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Joe says, thanks for the advice. Figuring all this out for the first time is a little bit of a task. That's true. It's a lot to soak in. And everyone's different. Everyone's going to have their own take on it, but you'll see some trends the more and more you listen to different people, and ultimately there's some key guidelines you want to kind of follow that seem to work for the majority of the creators. Bad Moon Rising variant graphic novel, 6x9 print by Interior Art Team, Lux Meyer and Giuliano Bertelli. Ferocious 5, variant graphic novel, and 6x9 print by Rob Willis of Shinobi Sasquatch and Graveyard Shift 3. Oh, and you got Kyle Ritter to color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this picture does not do it justice when you see it large with, all its resolution. It looks so cool.
Oh my.
And I know people say it all the time, but I don't know. I mean, I love my colorist for my interior book. He's great. He wears so many hats, helps me out a lot.
Sure.
I don't know how Kyle does it. Like every hit is a home run, man. I just like, holy cow.
He is a talent for sure. Is this like your equivalent of the Sinister Six?
Yeah, these are the 5 like protagonists in the story.
Oh, okay. All right.
You won't see the lion character till the second book, but I think you'll be happy when he does come in.
Cool.
But yeah, this cover may make it look like a team book. It very much is not a team book, but
it's an individual book.
Yeah, they do work together a lot. So
okay.
And then that's the man, Preston Acevedo. That is a painted cover.
Oh, nice. Man, Preston's really rocking it. He's awesome.
I just saw a video that Professor Murph did revealing his cover for his variant cover for, I think, either a supplemental book or something for War Party.
Yeah.
It's like a voodoo priestess or something.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's beautiful, man.
It is, isn't it?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. Yeah, Preston's got some great stuff.
Yeah, and there's another guy, man. His nose is face down, just putting in work, man. Like, I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone catches on to that guy.
Yeah,
so serious. I mean, I sound like a, I don't know. It's a stupid word that gets thrown around a lot, I guess. I sound like a Preston Acevedo simp. But hey, man, I gladly wear that title because I can't wait. I will be so excited when this guy, gets the, gets what he deserves in a good way. You know what I mean?
So, yeah. Speaking of which, I got to promote his book some more.
Oh,
yeah. He has 9 Devils, I believe.
Yeah, and then I see people are starting to get Doc Salem, which is another very cool thing.
Prior to 9 Devils, he had Rockabilly Road Trip.
Yep, I got that. That's very good too.
Man, so we got original artwork. I see how the flag got changed.
Yeah, it says ComicsGate.
And then you got 3 promotional trading cards. Yeah, trading cards are fun. What's going to be on the back sides of them?
I could actually show you if you want to just keep showing that. I'll get these popped up.
Should I add your shared screen?
Yeah, I'll show you in a second.
All right.
I have it added, but I'll go to it. It's somewhere in here. So these are going to print this week, actually. Right. So on the promotional cards, like you're gonna see. So here's the Chief Talon one.
Oh man.
So then on the back of that, since they're the promos, you're just gonna get like a brief description. Chief Talon stands triumphant against the soldiers of the Shroud Clan Bat. And then, the artist and the colorist. Then you get legal. There's going to be a checklist. I haven't announced it yet, so this is kind of a exclusive for your show. There's going to be
exclusive.
There'll be a checklist of everything available in the campaign. So if you're a collector and you want to go back, if you weren't on the mailing list, then there are a few things you're not going to receive. but it'll be on that checklist, so you'll know what you're missing. And that checklist is going to be on the back of another print that you'll be getting for free, that all backers will be getting.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so this is the back of that. But then if you look at like the standard cards, this is the promo card for John Sovereign. So, you know, that's the card back that my colorist helped me design. You know, I gave him a layout how I wanted to look, and then he took over, made it look very cool.
Oh yeah.
So then this is the back.
That's clever.
So I kind of wanted a similar feel to what Mark Polton and John Malin had to Graveyard Shift. So I apologize for stealing a little bit of the idea. You know, I have all the same stats. Because eventually I would love to see all ComicsGate or any creator do cards like this where you can see their power levels. Pretty cool.
Right.
But the syringes, I kind of debated if I wanted to do syringes or like I guess you would say like vials, you know, like chemical vials or whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. Like flasks or
yeah, like a little flask of whatever. But it serves as a two-part meaning. My comic company is called Dose of Action. So this is, you're getting a dose of something.
Okay, all right.
And in the book, since the bad guy, you know, is a genetic engineering company that deals with serums and, you know, whatever, this is, you know, part of that, you know, kind of like to fit the theme. But that's the promo cards. We have by the grace of God, we reach the $30,000 stretch goal, which even if we don't get that stretch goal in the next 30 days, if we hit it before I close the campaign, like at the beginning of April, when books are actually going out or have arrived, I guess, there's a 9-card trading card set.
Nice.
And hopefully we hit that goal, because then everybody's going to receive the full set. And this is how those cards are going to look. So you'll get, you know, the character
action shots,
and you'll get, you know, their first appearance. You'll get their ratings, but as it's not a promo card, you're not going to get the thank you or whatever, but you're also going to get a little information on them once again. And then it's going to tell you the set number. So this is Sovereign Wolf Clandestiny Series 1, Card 1.
Okay. All right.
So that's it. And like I said, there'll be a checklist that tells you what prints came with the campaign. I think we're going to do that for each campaign, so that the most hardest of collectors, you know, can go back and track things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I do like the syringe idea. I think it works. I think it was a good decision to go that route, because I don't think I'm not sure how you get vials to work, because it's going to take so much space to put several vials down there. That's pretty cool. We've got a Hammer Strike versus Night Strike 11x17 folded poster available only with the Everything perk.
Yep.
That's nice.
And it says folded poster.
Yep.
I want to show you one more thing. Right now, if you share the screen, I'm working on box inserts. I know someone's going to steal the idea, which I wholeheartedly go right ahead.
That's
box inserts that fit in my box, which I haven't revealed yet. It says but the poster will be there, and then all your books and perks will be in this insert. And again, this is my ultimate goal to do that. Whether I can do it or not in this campaign, we'll see. But right now, I've been back and forth emailing the people that make the inserts. So if we can do that and I can get it out to you where your book is protected, your posters are not rolled up, you know,
Well, they're not.
or not folded,
Yeah.
then that'll be great, you know.
So is this made of plastic with black flocking?
So this is foam.
Foam. Oh.
Again, I'm checking. There might be like they have like vacuum pressed plastic,
Huh.
which would do the job also. I'm just trying to keep the books safe.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I can throw it in a standard box, my shipping box. Obviously, worst comes to worst, I'm gonna mail your posters folded like it says. That's worst case scenario in a Gemini mailer. But if I don't have to do that, I won't. So like I said, a Gemini mailer, it's great. But if I have to up the cost a little to put my box and put this in there so that you're getting a poster that's not folded, then that's what I'm going to do, you know?
Huh. The book, is it soft cover, perfect bound, or is it hardcover, or do you offer both?
It's going to be perfect bound. I'm going to go for the same quality feel of either a Magic Cop or Graveyard Shift, you know? So, I mean, there's many other books that are the exact same, you know, in quality. I'm just naming two because like Magic Cop has that, like, it's like a matte finish with like a spot UV, which is one of the stretch goals. But if I can make the book better than that, then I will. And then, you know, obviously Graveyard Shift is top-notch quality, you know, glossy cover. You know, it's perfect bound also. Nice thicker pages, so they're not, you know, they're more manageable when you read them to stay together.
That is a Graveyard Shift book, isn't it?
That's the Andrew Huerta Virgin cover.
Yeah, I knew it looked familiar. Cool. Yeah, that's a neat idea, but doesn't that also mean that you might have to potentially upgrade to a bigger box, or will it still fit in the standard Gemini mailer?
Nope, that will be a 12 by 10 by 2-inch deep box. And seeing it that this is going to be my company and that I want to build a brand just like Ethan is.
Yep.
You know, that's
pretty neat.
It's something that, again, like if I was to start a restaurant or a garage building company, lucky me says that we'd get a profit right away. Realistic me says you're not going to see profits right away. You know, you got to stick through. So again, if I can build a brand, build a customer relationship to show that we're putting out good products, and it costs me a little bit up front to see more return in the end, then that's what I'm going to do, you know?
Yeah. Many indie comic creators don't realize profits till the third or fourth campaign. And if you go this route and you're able to afford it, that will also help make your company stand out. And, you know, people remember these extra touches, the extra effort you put into presentation and stuff.
And that's what I'm hoping, you know.
Are you looking, in addition to that, that form, presumably you go that route. Are you also going to like bag and board the book itself?
Oh, yeah. Everything will be bagged and boarded, possibly in like a bubble wrap mailer surrounding them. So you'll get your books will be bagged and boarded. There will be, I just saw on Clint's channel yesterday, the Sweetcast, Eric Weathers was on there talking. And instead of using tape, he mentioned putting like your sticker, like a satin sticker that goes on there that peels easily so you can get your books. So I'm going to look into that. So that'll be cool also. with a little DOA logo on it. So you have your books bagged and boarded. Your whole package will fit inside, like, it's just basically a bubble plastic mailer that I think they're very cheap. They might be like, well, all things considered, they're cheap. Maybe 10 cents a piece, 15 cents a piece, whatever. You go inside there. Then whether we have the inserts or not, it either goes into a Gemini mailer or it goes into my custom box
Right.
with that insert. Either way, your books will get there, in one piece. Everything should get there, in one piece in a very good condition. And if not, just like anybody with good customer service, just let me know, and we'll take care of it.
So it's cool that you've got add-ons available at the checkout page. I like campaigns that include add-ons because it can help reduce the cost of shipping as a whole.
Yes.
And so you don't have to, so you're not forced to do multiple backings and get charged heavy shipping costs.
Yeah. You know what I wish Indiegogo had a way of? So let's say, instead of doing two separate, purchases on perks, I wish there was a number. Like, let's say you chose this perk, and when it went to checkout, I wish there was a number, like the quantity of that perk you wanted, because that could also help. I mean, like, maybe the shipping goes up $1 for every perk after the first, something like that, because I think that's one of the things I would request if they were looking to make things better.
Well, yeah, I think they have a method whereby you can. Do they?
I haven't seen it. I might.
I might be thinking about StreamYards, who is open to feedback and stuff. Maybe not Indiegogo. Okay. So how is it you're including graveyard shift content in your campaign?
Well, as a fan of Graveyard Shift, I had when we slowed down in August, when I wasn't able to keep up my end with script and everything because of work and just things going on. I wanted to keep my artists busy, and that's their source of income too. So I would send out like pinups, things that I just wanted to have done personally for me. But maybe there's a chance for someone to where I can use it. So I know we did one for Doc Salem and Sovereign Wolf that I had done because I love it. But then I gave, I told Preston Acevedo, I was like, here, man, do whatever you want, make prints, do whatever. This is yours. And then I had reached out to Mark and John, and I was like, hey, maybe one day in the future, in like a supplemental or whatever, we could do like a Sovereign Wolf graveyard shift story. But those guys are so far advanced. I'm totally a rookie in this. Those guys have story. I have stories lined up and outlines made, but these guys, they have a world, like a lore and everything planned for a long time. And they're like, well, we kind of have things planned, like maybe one day you can do a story or something, that if it's approved for our world or whatever. And and that's great. But I was like, hey, check this piece out, I just did it, I hope you like it, whatever. But then when the campaign started, I kind of was like, well, I want people to see it, but how do I use it with their characters? So I reached out to them, we kind of talked a bit, and then John and Mark were like, yeah, use it for the campaign, good luck with your campaign, only for this campaign. So again, this poster is exclusive to this campaign. So if you don't back, like, you will never see this. There's not going to be an overstock. I'm going to print just a tiny bit in case things get damaged over whatever I need, but this will not be available in the next campaign. This will not be available as part of, the campaign 1 perks. If I do a campaign 2, like you will not see this outside of this campaign. So I hate to say it, but as per our agreement and to honor it, and to as a thank you for just letting me use it, then I'm going to honor that to the fullest. So you will have a piece of history if you own it.
Yeah. So, did you literally draw this?
Me, no. This is my art team.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
I don't draw anything. Just maybe outside of like, rough layouts for my artist to get the idea of what I want in a panel.
Gotcha.
But
right.
And then the sketch cards.
2.5 by 3.5 original sketch card of Sovereign Wolf.
Yeah, and those pictures, it says images may vary, and Ethan was like, "Yeah, they're gonna vary. They're not the same. They're not copies." But yeah, what I meant is like the poses. I told Lucas, when you do these, you don't have to draw the same picture. You can whatever you're feeling that day. You could draw them jumping. You could draw them fighting. You do whatever you want, as long as it's of Sovereign Wolf. So everybody's gonna get a unique card.
Cool. Everybody.
Well,
everybody.
Whoever gets the everything perk or the add-on.
All right.
Because most of that money is gonna go to Lucas.
Wow, you got a lenticular print as well. This image turns into the.
Yeah,
check that out.
It's gonna be like the old comic book covers. Well, not old. There's probably some still. I know in the last few years, DC did a couple where you turn them side to side.
Yeah.
Changes.
Oh, that's pretty neat. It's like you go evening wear.
Yeah, we needed a sexy picture.
Yeah, Evangelina Eva Rose.
Originally, it was going to be a stretch goal, and then I could just be paranoid, but like when I tweeted it out, it was almost like people were afraid to touch the like. So I was like, I don't know, maybe it's a bit risque or whatever. And plus, this not being this being an all ages book, obviously there's blood and guts, but it's not really a sexual book. So I did it as an add-on so that if you wanted to get this for your kid or something, you're not gonna get this chicken lingerie, because I reached the stretch goal. Hey, congratulations, your 12-year-old kid or whatever. Half naked chicks. I don't know.
Well, that's a pretty good idea, leaving it as an add-on. So there's a graphic novel. Here's the Badman Rising 6x9 print.
Yeah, so originally, I just had if you wanted an extra graphic novel, that way, like I've had a few people, they back a certain perk, but they want the other cover, but they don't want to spend, whatever for extra shipping or whatever. So you can add the extra book to it. And then I think it was John Hervey from Beyond Time Comics who mentioned, he's like, hey, there's not a way to get the prints, if I want a different print. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even think about that. So I added it where you can get the prints. So like you can get the Ferocious 5 book and then add on, the alpha print if you wanted it, So save a little bit, I guess.
Ferocious 5, 6x. Save a little bit, I guess.
I mean, instead of paying another $25, pay $5.
All right. And then the graphic novel. Wait, so Is there one main cover and two variant covers?
Well,
Let's see. You got that one.
essentially they're all variants, but the main, when I say main cover, I mean that the Bad Moon Rising cover with the moon in the back. I call it the main cover because the cover artists and colorists are the interior main story cover art or artist and colorist. You know, so so I always like it when the art on the cover matches the interior.
Same here.
There's nothing worse than getting a Brett Booth cover and then like, I mean, no offense to any artist because they're more talented than me, but then getting like scribbles on the inside, you know, I'm like, oh
yeah,
man.
exactly. It never made sense when they did that.
So I mean, I get it. You're doing it to sell books, but you know, I like to have the option where, you know, if you want to stay true to the interior, you get that. But it always helps to have a Preston Acevedo or Rob Willis doing your cover also. So
Oh yeah, for sure. So it might have helped. This is just information maybe for a future campaign if you specified. You know, how they differ other than the covers being significantly different, as opposed to just calling each of these graphic novels.
Yeah, you should have had the name like Ferocious 5 graphic novel cover or variant cover.
Yeah, or like a graphic novel main cover, graphic or standard cover, graphic novel, so-and-so artist cover.
Gotcha.
Graphic novel, so-and-so artist cover. Along those lines. Okay, 6x9 print. Alpha 6x9 print.
Then you have the stretch goals.
One backer, 3x5 crack and peel sticker.
Yeah, so that'll be a sticker.
But go ahead.
That is Bogdan Digital Art, who's doing a book called Angels Awakening. I think he's doing the interior art and colors.
Cool.
I think they're in sign up stage right now, but that guy did a set of art pieces for me that, you know, I'm going to use throughout the campaign. So I haven't seen the last of him.
Nice. 1,000 is 6x9 print of page 1. Those are both unlocked. Yeah, I like that you have a little graphic differentiating which stretch goals have been unlocked so far.
Yeah, my colorist did all that for me. And I know he probably was not. He probably wasn't as thrilled as I or you were when I asked him to do each one. He's like, "Oh man," because there's like 9 different images. You know, each one is locked or unlocked, so I have to update them.
Sovereign, Wolf, Papercraft. You got a blockheads for it.
Yeah, so I just on the blockheads thing, I just saw the basically the progress report of that yesterday, and it's looking pretty good.
Cool.
I'm pretty happy with it. So
nice. Yeah, they're pretty funny. Whenever I receive blockheads from a campaign, I never build it. I leave it in its original pristine condition.
Yeah.
6 stickers set by. Oh, you're working with 6 a.m. as well. Nice.
Yeah, that guy's got some cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're not super far from that. You know, I'm pretty confident that we can get there before April. You know.
The trading cards, complete set of. If you don't hit this goal, would you possibly add this to the second volume?
Yes. So as with all the stretch goals, everything is going to be produced no matter what.
Okay.
You know, I'm just trying to get them to people for free. So when the stretch goals are met, then it's only better for every backer. Excuse me. But if we don't hit that stretch goal, the cards will still be produced. And then, like Ethan does after the campaign closes, a while later, he'll put all the stuff, all the leftovers in an online store.
Yeah,
so, so I'll have an online store or a separate website, whatever, with the card set, and those 9 cards will be available as their own purchase.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
So again, everything's getting made. Even if we don't hit the sticker goal, the stickers are getting made. So there'll be a lot of content.
Nice. All right. So I love that you have a featured perk. I always consider it the best bang for your buck. You always get the main book. You get sometimes a variant cover and maybe a couple of extras. It's not going to be the cheapest tier. It's not going to be the most expensive tier. It's just somewhere in the middle. And this looks like it's got all kinds of great stuff in it. You get all 3 variants of the graphic novel, all 3 6x9 print variants, plus 3 trading cards.
So you're going to get 3 sets of trading cards. I know it's not, like, why can't we get 9 different ones? Well, it's just that way you're getting, basically for each book, you're getting the 3 promos.
Yeah.
But you're also getting 3 of each stretch goal. So you're going to get, if we hit that 6 a.m., you're going to get 3 sets of those stickers. You're going to get 3 blockheads. You're going to get 3 prints of the page 1. You're going to get 3 of those crack and peel stickers. And not to mention, even at the most basic level, let's just say you get the $25 level, you are going to get the book. So you're going to get the book. You're going to get the print of whatever book you get. You're going to get the 3 trading cards. You're going to get an issue 0 that we printed in 2005. You're going to get the crack and peel sticker. You're going to get a print of page 1. You're going to get the blockheads, an upgraded cover. If you're already a backer, you're also going to get the Sovereign Wolf, the Hammer Strike, basically the Bear vs. Panther poster. You're going to receive, if you were a backer before the Werewolf Wednesday, which I believe was December 2nd, you're going to receive that Graveyard Shift poster for free. And if you were on the mailing list and backed before that, you're also going to be receiving the American Alpha trading card, which is the Alpha print with the American flag. So it's not shown, but you'd have
all the $25 level.
Yes, if you within certain parameters, like if you back within 30 or whatever, but you're gonna get a ton of stuff.
Jeez, how do you keep track of all that?
It's all written down. So
okay, and then so does this literally have 3 times as much as the? Oh, okay, all right. So this is specifically for the Bad Moon Rising, but
yeah,
the big thing is all of these come with unlocked stretch goals.
Yeah, the Wolf Pack is basically, let's say you backed the Bad Moon Rising, the Ferocious 5, and the Alpha, and you get a break on shipping. So instead of paying $45 or $30 for shipping, you're going to pay, I think it's just $5 extra for the shipping, instead of the extra $20 that you would normally pay for shipping. And of course, like I said, a ton of extra stuff that is only listed and mentioned, throughout the text or whatever. So,
all right. So then you got the Bad Moon Rising for 25, which you just described. Then you got Ferocious 5 for 25. So it's basically the next cover the variant cover, the graphic novel with all the extras you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Alpha, which has the Alpha cover with everything you mentioned.
Yeah, and I believe if you click on the perk, I mean, it won't go to checkout yet, but if like you click on the perk, it lists everything that's included in the perk, not only, yeah, so in the picture, so it'll say all that.
Yeah.
Preston Acevedo 3.
Yeah. If I click.
No, you don't have to click get the perk.
Right. If I were to have accidentally double clicked, then it would have possibly doxed me.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Then we got the everything tier. All three variants of the graphic novel, all three 6x9 print variants, the EVA print, the sketch card, and 3 sets of trading cards.
And if
it's a 3, plus the unlocked stretch goals.
So if you click on that one, don't double click, but if you click on that one, it also mentions that also included, but not listed is the Graveyard Shift poster also, and the Hammer Strike poster. Indiegogo only lets you put 10 perks underneath it, so I couldn't add the 10 perks to it. So it is mentioned, and if you do happen to get the everything tier and you're unaware of that, then hopefully you'll just be pleasantly surprised.
Right. Dang, that's pretty damn cool. You got the Acevedo original pencil sketch.
Yes, that is the one with the ComicsGate in the flag.
All right, so that's 500. Plus, you get the graphic novel, the 6x9 print, 3 trading cards, and all the unlocked stretch goals. Oh, shoot. Getting tight here. First appearance, all unlocked stretch goals. So it's the original artwork of the first appearance of Sovereign Wolf?
Yeah, that's the first time you'll see John as the wolf.
All right.
In the book.
Willis original line art, 3,500. Wow. That's that team up one.
Yeah, that's the
Furious 5. And then you got the Acevedo original painting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those tiers are pricey. Again, I've said it before. If they sell, then you're getting a great piece of art that I believe will be worth, at the very least, what you paid for it. But if they don't sell, then I own a piece of history myself.
Oh yeah.
So,
dang straight. That's for sure. Let's catch this trailer again, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, man, this has been fun.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you the floor. Please share with the world how you can be found on social media.
YouTube channel coming soon, which will be listed on my Twitter, which is DoseTrue, DoseTrue. Updates on the campaign and other campaigns that you may be interested in on Twitter daily. I try to promote other people, but you will get updates on Sovereign Wolf anytime there's an update on the campaign page. You will be updated on Twitter, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully, I don't bug people too much on Twitter.
Do you also send email updates? Like when you launched this campaign, did you use the Indiegogo pre-launch feature and create an email distribution list?
Well, I did that, but you have, I guess initially you have to use like a MailChimp service before the campaign is live. Because I wanted people to know that the campaign was going live. I don't think Indiegogo has a feature for that. I think you have to be live and then you're able to send an email to everybody on that list. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. So my brother helped me with that email list because otherwise I wouldn't have got it out on time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, once Indiegogo is live, like I send out like a semi-weekly update. I think I sent out 2 updates one week, but you'll at the very least get a weekly update of where we're at, and what we're doing. So yeah, and I try to answer anybody who asks a question on Twitter. I try to thank everybody who reposts or makes a comment.
Cool.
Any comments, any emails, I try to answer them as fast as I can. So
nice. All right. Excuse me. You can find me on WyzGyz Entertainment on Facebook and YouTube. WyzGyz Twitches on Twitch, and WyzGyz tweets at Twitter. Excuse me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications, and mark all notifications so hopefully you don't miss a single video or stream. And drop some comments down below this video and let us know what you're the most excited about for Sovereign Wolf Clan Destiny. Want to thank everyone in chat for joining us. You guys rock. Thanks to everyone who joins us on watches us on replay, and thanks to our very special guest Eddie Winkler.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the ComicsGate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.